Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. As we draw closer to the first episode of Women in Islam, I just want to touch on a few things, inshallah wa ta'ala. My affinity towards Islam. I've never mentioned this prior to this, and my first interaction with the Quran was when I was a child. And then my official interaction with a devoted Muslim was when I was in university, subhanAllah. The way this person interacted with people, how they carry themselves, how ambitious, courageous, and anchored and devoted they were to their beliefs was intriguing. One day I approached them one day and said to them, "Tell me about Islam. What is Islam? Why Islam?" And to my surprise, they replied and said to me, "You're a smart lad. Go and figure it out." SubhanAllah. I did not expect that because I came from a Christian background, and the people that I was surrounded by, when it comes to inviting people to the religion, they were quite forward in their nature. So that's what I was used to. But I approached this person willingly wanting to know more, and they told me to go and figure it out on my own. So that's even more intriguing, subhanAllah. You can say that was indirect dawah, because now I wanted to know more. I'm thinking there's over 1.8 billion Muslims across the globe. Everybody believes that their religion is the truth. Islam also does not fall short of that as well. So I was thinking, if you believe that this religion is the truth, why are you not telling me? SubhanAllah. Now you're telling me to go and figure it out on my own. This made me even want to know even more. SubhanAllah, thinking, what are you hiding? So you can say that was indirect dawah in itself. So we fast forwarded a couple of years down the line. I accepted the religion, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And now I was recommended to join a school to learn about Arabic and have a deeper, more closer connection with the Quran. So I joined the school for a year, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and I learned a lot and got a deeper understanding of the Quran, and drew me closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And during that same period, finished university, got my first career job, became Muslim, alhamdulillah. Now it's time to do wudu. It's now time to do wudu in the toilet. And do I take my socks off? Do I put my feet inside the sink whilst there's other professionals wearing suits watching me? SubhanAllah. That's a very interesting setting to be in. But alhamdulillah, I had a lot of people around me that supported me and said, you know what, bro, just go for it. Bismillah. You shouldn't be ashamed. Bismillah, make wudu. Take those socks off. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar. But at the same time as well, another hurdle that I had to get over was praying 5 times a day. SubhanAllah. That was quite difficult for me. Coming from a background to now pray 5 times a day, it was quite difficult. But alhamdulillah, I had my mother that was supportive. And whether it will be Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, doesn't matter where I am. If she's got her phone, she'll call me and tell me it's time for Salah, go and pray. If I'm in the house and she's in the house as well, she'll come and knock on the door and say, Ansu, it's time for you to go and pray. Go and make wudu. So that's, you can say, a very positive way of encouraging me to, practice and take Islam seriously. And prior to this as well, you can imagine I didn't have any knowledge about Islam. But when I began to study and know a bit more, it was only later on that I began to realize that my mum was actually Muslim, subhanAllah. Prior to that, I thought she was just a devoted African Christian that likes to tie her head, subhanAllah. I don't know where I got that idea from, but you can imagine when you have your senses clouded by various different reasons, you don't see what is right in front of you. But alhamdulillah, we'll probably talk about that another time, inshallah wa ta'ala. So moving on from this, at the same time as well, I wanted to increase in my studies. After studying for a whole year, I wanted to increase in my studies. I got another person that was encouraging me to join As-Salam Institute, and they stayed on the line until I filled out the application and paid, and Bismillah, went for it. All these people that I made mention of, every single one of them are Muslimats. Allahu Akbar. Yes, I had brothers that supported me and helped me along the way, but you can say these particular people were anchor points in my journey towards Islam and my affinity towards the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a whole. And I can only speak for myself, I can't speak for the ummah at large, but sometimes we fall short on appreciation, bi'ithnillah ta'ala, by the permission of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. sometimes we fall short of this and we neglect this particular gender. We always apply pressure to the males, the brothers, to study, and so on and so forth. And sometimes we forget about the sisters. We have many courses, many youth club practices or events, and we always seem to leave out the sisters. When it comes to khutbahs as well, we seem to neglect the sisters. And subhanallah, Islam has never been gender specific, or never has knowledge been. And sometimes we give preference to one gender over the other. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to safeguard us and give us a more deeper, more clearer understanding, because collectively we have both done a lot for this ummah, and we cannot give precedence to one side and neglect the other. And what you can say my wake-up call was when a particular person that was on the da'wah scene and was another person that encouraged me to, you can say, join, you can say, this wider community, so to speak. I was reluctant at first, but after having a conversation with this particular person, how inspiring she was, that, you know, drew me closer, you can say, and pick up the mantle. And when I got a phone call from someone telling me that she removed the khimar, she removed the hijab, you can say my heart sunk when I got the message, and I felt that I was responsible of this as well. I was part to blame, because every time she was encouraging me and so on and so forth, I never took the time out to say, how are you doing? Are you okay? I just, you know, was in my own world or in my own bubble, so to speak. And sometimes just picking up the phone and calling someone, texting them and saying, is everything okay? How are you doing? Actually goes a long way. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to safeguard us and protect us. And all the sisters that have removed the khimar, or on the urge of removing the khimar, or have left Islam, or on the urge of leaving Islam, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to safeguard you and protect you. And may you return back to the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bigger, better, stronger than ever. May you be the next Aisha, may you be the next Hafsa, Fatima. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with them all. And may you be the next leaders of the Ummah of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As Islam has never been gender specific, we cannot favor or neglect the other side as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguard us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a deeper, more clearer understanding. May we be of those who enter Jannah through any of his gates. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Women in Islam, July 15th, 7 p.m. Islam has never been gender specific.